My name's King-Siem and I'm a partner at KPMG, where I specialise in helping companies access government support for innovation and growth. The passion, absolutely the passion. Founders are the people who have gone out and they've identified a problem that they think they can solve, and they have thrown their heart and soul in solving that. So to be part of that process and solving it with them, that's amazing for me. For a startup, cash is king. Government grants can be a real game changer for startups. For those that get it, then it gives them a cash flow that they wouldn't otherwise have. So where they actually are investing in research and development, then they can get money back, and that increases their runway, and that is going to help them get to market. And it's going to help them not take other funding sources which are going to reduce their share of the business. So the R&D tax incentive is the government's flagship program to help companies innovate and grow. And that's designed to, I suppose, help offset the cost for a company that is trying to develop something new and improved to take to market. But for startups, it's a refundable tax offset. And what that means is for a company that doesn't have revenue yet, that's trying to develop something new, it can get cash back from the government to help fund further development. And that can be the make or break for a startup. The biggest mistakes we probably see when companies are claiming R&D is perhaps the first one is not appreciating whether they even qualify. So the company may not qualify depending on the structure, or the work that they're doing and what they're investing in that development, that may not qualify, because not all innovation requires R&D to give rise to it. If founders get the claim wrong, the consequences can be quite dire. If they don't get it right, and they're reviewed and they're found to have made a claim that they shouldn't have, then they may have to refund the money. And then they also stand to be subject to penalties and interest. So there are numerous grant programs. At any one time, there's probably 500 grant programs around Australia. It's a lot for any founder to take in, because a founder innately believes in their product. They wouldn't be doing what they're doing if they didn't. But they need to step back from that and say, how well does this fit what the program is looking to fund? So for founders thinking about applying for grants, there's a couple of things I would recommend. First and foremost, it would be understand the grant program, what it's trying to achieve. The second one is to get advice. Get advice where it makes sense to get it. Most founders, again, number one, are time poor, but they also think that they can address the criteria. And time again, we see that where you bring in a professional grant writers like we have, that can make the real difference between being close to getting the grant and getting the grant. KPMG's High Growth Ventures team is really dedicated towards founders and startups. For founders, when they're thinking about how government programs to support them, the first thing I would recommend they do is sit down with an advisor, sit down with our High Growth Ventures team, understand what's available to them, when that might be available and what the best strategy is. It'll save them an awful lot of time in the long run, and it will let them focus their attention where it needs to be.